Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. We're here today with a great friend of mine, a person I've had the honor of meeting through football. But he is a great person outside of football, and that's what we're going to figure out about today. Devon Connors. He's a great athlete, D lineman from Moorhead. Came from Purdue, right?
Yep.
Yeah. A few other places too. Yeah.
We can get into that for sure.
Oh no, we're gonna get in that most definitely. This is I was telling Coach Rhodes, because he made a joke. We got deep. He was like, "Man, you kind of coming off like Dr. Phil." I'm like, "Oh yeah, we might call it like the Diary of an Athlete or something, maybe." You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
You feel me? Something
those
deep.
Are the things that people don't like to talk about.
You know?
And people don't. When you're coming out of high school, those are the things you want to know that you don't figure out.
Exactly.
A lot of people figure out the hard way.
Exactly.
You have kind of a guideline. Right?
Yeah, try to save people before it happens to them.
Would have helped me.
Oh yeah,
that's a fact.
Tenfold. So we might as well just get into that right off the bat. So let's talk about that. Out of high school, where did you go?
So out of high school, I went to the United States Air Force Academy.
Okay.
And in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
So obviously, that was an experience to say the least. I spent a little over 8 months there, my freshman year. I went to basic training that summer, straight out of high school in 2017. And I mean, if you want me to get into the whole Air Force experience, I can. But
no,
if you just want
go
to talk
ahead.
about high school, we can.
No, go ahead. It's up to you. Yeah,
right.
However you want to go about it.
Well, no, I came out of high school, and my dad was in the Air Force. Both grandfathers were Marines. So I come from a military family.
Okay.
And I come from a family that takes a lot of pride in academics. So
right.
My parents made sure that if I was going to play sports, school was going to allow me to do that.
Yeah.
So for me, I got the opportunity. I went to camp out there, which for you young guys listening, I don't care what anybody says. If you go to camps and you ball out and you go crazy,
you'll get off.
Coaches will see it.
Yeah, for sure.
They will see it.
For sure.
But if you don't and you don't stick out, you're wasting money.
Yeah, for sure.
So
you gotta go and ball.
But I went to camp. We did a tour as a family, like my junior summer.
Okay.
So cool. Went to some schools. Went to like an Ivy League just because,
a
lot of parents' dreams or their kids going to Ivy League. Which, I had an opportunity to go to one. I think I needed like 20 more points on my SAT. But it just wasn't, the path I wanted to go down. Facts. So I chose not to do it.
You're a pretty smart guy. From what I know, you're pretty intelligent guy. I can see it.
I've been blessed to have a lot of good, teachers, professors in my life. My parents are super smart. I mean, my dad's one of the smartest people I ever met. My mom too, witty. Watch out for her. She's nice, but if she ever listens to this, she knows my mom will get you. She'll get me. She ain't afraid.
No.
So I come from family of pretty intelligent. My sister, dude, I'm nowhere. If you had a scale of smartest to most unintelligent people in the world, my sister is here, and I'm here compared to her.
Okay.
She goes to Purdue, and she's in the pharmacology program.
Oh man, yeah. So I know she's smart.
Smart.
Yeah.
So I got to be around them, and I feel like my being able to be around them and experience with them just helped me.
For sure. But
yeah, going to Air Force too. I mean, through playing sports, you're around a ton of people.
Yep. And
just having to go to I went to a private school for 1 year of high school. And then going to Air Force, I was around a lot of super, super smart people. Yeah. And I was intelligent in high school. I took care of my grades. I made sure that everything was done exactly how it needed to be in order to play football. Yeah. And I busted my butt to do it. And, in college, it's totally different.
Totally different.
High school's laid out for you.
Yeah, pretty easy.
High school is on a platter.
Yep.
It's easier to handle everything. And in college, you never really have off-the-field struggles, in high school. Yeah. When it comes to, being on your own.
Yep.
When you don't really have... You have people to lean on, but, they're 1,400 miles away.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So I went to Air Force, dude, and I went to basic training.
How was that?
Dude, the worst. Oh, my goodness. I thought that I was everything I ever wanted to be.
Yeah.
I went there, dude. Broke me down completely.
Yeah, changed you.
I mean, dude, there were people that I thought I would never out-tough me.
Yeah.
That made me look like a fool. I mean, I was not ready for it. I was growing up in Florida, playing high school ball, playing sports, took care of my school, did my football, worked, for 2 years, 6-7 days a week, just playing football, whether it was training or lifting. That's just what we did.
Yeah.
And I was lucky to have a great group of guys that I did that with, a core group of 8 to 12 that we did it every day with.
So for you, because you were an athlete, how I don't know how to word this question. So like, how much did like being an athlete and being like a regular cadet, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you still have to do everything they had to do? Okay.
Everything. And I mean, the good thing about it is like a fourth of the academy's like student population are athletes.
Okay.
So a lot of people, you know, they do go through a similar experience, but you're expected to handle. You do get away from certain duties like throughout the day, like little things that you get to miss just because of sports naturally. But you're expected to, when you can, be at every, you know, meeting, every event, military event. You're expected to be, you know, taking the same course load.
Okay.
You know, it's just your schedule's different. So like, for instance, like in basic, it was different. So basic, you get up at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
You just get smoked all day. Like they have it on the schedule. Like what I realized, it wasn't personal. It was like at 2:00. I don't know. The sky's blue, so yell at them. Like they had times where they would yell and beat you. Just it was all about building mental toughness.
Right.
It was all about breaking you down. It was all about kind of beating tradition into you too, because it's a very traditional play, like tradition held play. It's not like, you know, normal basic training. Yeah. Where you go in and you learn a lot. Okay. So in basic, it was just more about, it was just difficult, dude. You can't sleep. You don't get to eat.
How long was this?
6 weeks. 6 weeks? 6 weeks, yeah.
So you did it, so like you graduated in May.
Yep. No, I went in like the end of June or the end of July, end of June, something like that. Yeah. I think that was it. 6 weeks. Yeah. Okay. So it was tough, but that was different. So that was like, you know, totally military. Okay. And then we went to the school portion.
Okay, yeah. That
so
was my
question. Now we're
right.
But by the time I had gotten to the school portion, like I went in at like 270. Yeah. Like I was big. So I was gonna play 4-eye defensive end.
Oh man.
And I lost like 35 pounds.
Oh yeah.
In 6 weeks.
Yeah, they got you right.
Dude, I lost every bit of fat. Yeah. Was gone, but a lot of muscle was gone. I mean, I was strong because I was super lean. Yeah. And our strength coaches there were actually really good.
Yeah,
I loved my strength coaches. They were tough.
Yeah.
And they were funny, but we had like Coach McGettigan, who was awesome, big bald dude, big like that strength coach voice.
Yeah,
that
of
just
course.
mean voice. Yeah. And then he had an assistant. His name slips me. He's one of the coolest coaches I ever had. But he was bald too. Yeah. So there was these two jacked bald guys just running around the weight room, and it was fun to be around. But you know, by the time I got into the school portion, you know, you get up at 5 a.m. and you have to. I'm not going to get into tradition, but you get up earlier than everybody else. Yeah. And you know, you get to breakfast if you can, and you know, you get 3 meals a day, you know, for free, obviously. Yeah. And usually we couldn't make dinner, so football gave us dinner, which was great. Okay. But you know, from the time you get up until the time you go to bed, it's structured. Yeah. As an athlete, as a football player. Yeah. I'm sure every other sport was probably the same thing, but you know, get up at 5, you go eat, you know, you get to class, and you're in class till noon, and then you go to noon meal. Right, and you eat, you do whatever, and then, you know, you got to be at football. You know, it's been years since I've been there, obviously, but I think it was like 1:30 or 2:00. I had to be at football. Yeah, and I was at football until like 8. That's crazy. Like I went to football, and you would lift, like go to meetings, go to practice, eat, like all in one block. Yeah. So it was all like your whole afternoon, right? So like that afternoon for a regular cadet is like filled for, you know, homework or going off and doing like cool, like, you know, different things. They get to go, you know, take advantage of all the things the academy has to offer. Yeah. We were playing sports, and that was our whole entire afternoon. Right. And then, you know, I think it was like people average or were supposed to have like 2 hours of homework per class. You have 4 classes a day, 5 days a week. Yeah. Oh yeah. So if I can get done at football at 8 or 9 o'clock, and I haven't been able to do homework more than maybe 30 minutes in a day at this point, what time do I go to bed? Oh, you're up. You're up. And when do I go to sleep? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where like your time management. Oh yeah. Like if you get 30 minutes. Yeah. Like it's not to sleep. You know, it was super difficult for me because I was used to just like school as it was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I could get my stuff done, and I could still go work out, and I could still lay down for a bit, and I could still go on the boat. Yeah. You know, and I could still do all that. There it was like, I didn't know how to take advantage of all those. I missed all those opportunities, and they built up. But football-wise, you know, it was great. I loved it. I mean, it was hard. I was light, but you know, I came out and, you know, I had learned that you have to set the tone. Right. You know what I mean? So like, you know, fall camp. You know, we missed fall camp because of basic. Yeah. But you know, fall season, we came out all the freshmen. We had, I don't know, like 80-something guys in the class, and we were just throwing hands.
Yeah.
D-line, one-on-ones, throwing hands, getting it. First week was the most fun week I ever had football in my life. I just gotten out of basic, hadn't gotten to any football. And we just got to go at it.
Yeah.
We went at it and we had so much fun. And that was just the tone we set because we had some of the best. Like 2 of them are in the NFL right now.
Okay, that's what's up.
Like we had some really good offensive linemen that had come through that year. So it was just they were awesome. Dude, they were great competition and they made me so much better. But we fought a lot. That's how it's supposed to be. That's football. You know what I mean?
That's how it is.
Like I could handle my business there.
Yeah.
For what I had, for like 235 pounds, 6'2" defensive end, I did everything I could.
Okay.
But the school part was the difficult part. You know what I mean? Like the school part was like. You have to sit down in your room with no noise.
Yeah.
You're not where are you going? You can't go anywhere. You can go sit down outside. You can't go off base. You can't go to a party. You can't go see your family. You can't go see a movie. You know what I mean? You're there. You have to sit down in that room and you have to figure out a way to actually study and do homework like you've never done before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like as in my life, I've never had to do that before.
Right.
Like, big projects, big papers, every once in a while, big assignments, cool.
Got it.
But, like, every single thing that we do, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't learn it, next lesson, everything builds. So they have their own curriculum at the Air Force Academy. It's specific, so it's extremely difficult. And they make it that way for a reason. Obviously, you want the people that are running your Air Force
to be
the brightest.
Yeah.
And then they are,
level.
right?
Yeah.
So they make it difficult. And it was really, really hard for me. And I wasn't ready for it because I didn't prepare myself in high school for it.
Okay.
Now, I did great in high school.
Yeah. But not at that level.
But, like, what did it take for me to do great? You know what I'm saying? Like, what it takes to do. And the crazy thing that I learned, which is applicable in life, too, is that there were people there that could mess around.
Yeah.
And do all the things that I wanted to do and get A's.
A's. Yep.
That's what I saw.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm not that guy.
No, it's not for everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that's a tough realization.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like it was huge for me. You know what I'm saying? And it took me a while. It still took me, I'd say, another year until I really like figured out, that aspect of who I was. But dude, it was one of the greatest lessons I learned because I met so many people there, and like I say, like I was horrible when I was there, and I was not someone you wanted to be around. But the people that like did believe in me or did lean on me, the people that like were in my squad, the people that I was around, like they were awesome.
Yeah. Like
they were great people and they worked hard, and a lot of them they graduated like last year. And like my buddy Bowie's in Boston right now, like they're all over the country, probably all over the world.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Big boy jobs, making 70, 80 grand right off the rip. They're all probably gonna get their retirement. Like they're awesome people.
Yeah.
And it's just they were ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Like they prepared themselves.
Yeah.
I was a football player that did everything he had to do to get on the football field, but not excel in the classroom at the next level.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people miss. You know what I'm saying? That's what I missed.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned in the Air Force. And I don't know if that was the end of your question or if you want to continue going on down the timeline.
No, we keep, I was about to ask you about
me whenever, as we go along. Yeah, dude. So the next kind of year of my life was one that people don't really know about.
Okay.
So I guess
here we go.
Perfect opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure,
I was supposed to actually go. So I wasn't allowed to leave the Air Force Academy. So it's a difficult process to leave.
Okay.
Because you're an investment to them.
Right.
Understood. So I decided to leave later on, and that I couldn't leave until semester already started. So I got all withdrawals. And if you know anything about getting all withdrawals, which I'm sure you're familiar with the NCAA law, all withdrawals in the middle of a semester means that you're behind.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like your progress towards degree.
Yep.
So I was originally going to go to Colorado State. I prefer to walk on. Coach Bobo was head coach at the time, who was a great man, great coach. I grew up with him at University of Georgia. From Athens.
Yeah.
And I was going to go there, but there was no opportunity, to get a scholarship anytime soon because of the NCAA, right? So it was, they gave me the opportunity, but it was one of those things where it's also super expensive to go out of state to Colorado. So I didn't do it. And then Northern Colorado came along, who was an FCS up there. I think Vincent Jackson went there, played for the Bucks. I think he recently passed away.
I know you're talking about,
Awesome player.
Yeah,
awesome guy. He went to Northern Colorado. And actually my D-line coach from Air Force went there, and his son was going there. He's there right now. So it was a great spot for me, and they knew my Air Force coaches, so it worked. But again, NCAA rules, couldn't get scholarship. So I ended up figuring out that I had to go JUCO. And I had the opportunity to go to the College of DuPage, where Tom and Facone went.
Okay, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to go there. And I didn't take advantage of it. That time after coming out of Air Force was brutal. Like I didn't know what I was doing, when I was going to do it, and how I was going to do it. I was completely lost. And, I didn't handle that situation very well. So the DePage offer didn't, I let it go. I moved on, and I decided to play baseball in college.
Wow, I did not know that.
So I played baseball my whole entire life, and, I loved it, but football for me was different. I could go out and I could hit people. And,
facts.
Yeah. It was different than baseball. Baseball, you fail 70% of the time.
Yeah, facts. Gotta have a sharp mind for it.
It's a different game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you play it for so many years, and baseball players, if they ever listen to this, like, they know it, like, burnout's real.
Yeah.
Like, growing up in this age of baseball, like, playing 12 games in a weekend as a 12-year-old, throwing 110 pitches in a game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, the game is just crazy. It's easy to get burnt out. And football, for me, was, like, my safe haven.
Yeah.
With baseball. Like, I loved baseball, but, like, football was where I could just go and just let it hang, you know what I mean?
All the anger and everything.
Exactly. Just let it, I could just go, you know what I'm saying? I figured out that that's where I needed to be. But at this point, my parents were living in South Bend, Indiana at the time, and I decided, I'm going to play baseball. Forget it. So I played baseball for a year up there, and at Indiana University South Bend, where I met my girlfriend Bailey.
Okay.
And spent a year and a half there, played a season of baseball. And then I stopped playing baseball, and I was just working. And
you were working doing what?
Home Depot, baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. Just working. And I was making money. I was doing it playing baseball for a little bit, but then I decided, like, I had talked to a mentor of mine, Coach Devon, who was the strength coach for Florida State and University of Georgia under Coach Marwood for a long time. Great family friend.
Okay.
And I just talked to him about getting back in the game, and he gave me a lot of advice. He'd been around the game. He played in the NFL.
Okay, yeah.
He just gave me advice. He was a close family friend, and we grew up with him. And he actually led my parents to Christ. Okay. Which was awesome. He was a very important person in our life. So he gave me some advice, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play football again. Or I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, I'm done. If it doesn't work, I'm done playing sports. And it's time to grow up. So I was working, and I decided to stop playing baseball, and had the opportunity to play at Purdue. So I had a contact there, and I said, hey, like, I'm ready to come up there and, play ball. Like, I'm
give
not
it a shot.
5-star, 4-star, whatever, but I'll come put in the work.
Yeah.
And they brought me on, and Purdue is one of my favorite places for sure. My sister goes there, so it's obviously important, for me being there too. But incredible people, like, incredible school. Like, the alumni are awesome. The professors are great. It's cold. It's freaking cold up there, dude. Like, especially in my Jeep with no heat. Like, as soon as winter hits, the heat would always turn off. And I would, in order to get to workouts at 5 a.m, I would scrape a little ice square in my Jeep. And I would just, and it'd take me 5 minutes to scrape it off, and I would just drive like this a mile to the field. Freezing, right?
You were a walk-on?
I'm from Florida. But I was a preferred walk-on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a preferred walk-on. So I went up there, and it was great. I met a lot of incredible, teammates, a lot of incredible friends, guys I'm still close with. The coach that had come on at the time was not the coach that originally had, agreed to have me come on the team. So a new coach came in, and, I went through workouts and, mat drills and all that, and it was awesome, dude. I was working out with, playing with guys like Rondale Moore, David Bell, DeMarcus Mitchell, George Karlaftis, dude, like Samisi, I think I always mess up his name. Fuck us. I'm not even gonna get into it, but he's from California. He was just awesome, dude. All around great guy. And some of the younger guys that came in, Josh Kaltenberger, really close friends of mine. That guys that were younger. I was an older guy, and I was getting back into football same time they were getting into football too. So we kind of came together and she had great relationships. And football was awesome. Worked hard, dude. Worked harder than I've ever worked in my life. It was the first time that, like, all that I learned at Air Force had, like, started to come to fruition. In my life.
Yeah, that's a good feeling, isn't it?
It was. Yeah. It was getting up early, dude. I was getting like 7 hours sleep a night. Like, I was going to class.
Yeah.
I was at football all day long.
Yeah.
I was going to every extra workout, dude. Weekends, everything I could do. Did everything. I wrote down everything that I could possibly do.
Yep.
And I did all of it.
That's crazy.
To the best of my ability.
Yeah.
But spring practice comes, and I'm actually running, because of some injuries, I was running with the twos. I think it was the twos and the threes that day. right off the rip, which was cool just to be able to freaking get on the field and
exactly.
play with those guys, dude. It was, I mean, and that's people understand about, being for a walk-on is that, like, people that, like, I got to play with, like, the best competition to play with.
Right.
So, like, I got to judge myself based off of being able to play against some of that competition. Like, that's why I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do, I'll get to that in a second, but, like, that's why I wanted to be there is because I wanted to be able to judge myself versus the best.
Yeah.
And if I didn't play, I was only special teams, at least I knew that, like, compared to the best, like, here's where I stand. So, like, when I was there, like, that's what I wanted. And I loved Purdue, and I wanted to give everything. Like, I didn't care about being a special teams player. I was like, dude, if I'm on the field, like, I'm just going to give everything I can to make sure that everybody in front of me, like, this ship is a well-oiled machine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I wanted it to be because I loved being there.
Yeah.
And it meant a lot for me to be there because it was another opportunity.
Right, exactly.
And I had already lost the game.
Right.
And I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah,
right?
Cherish it differently.
Yeah. And I worked really hard, dude. First, spring practice comes around, and we're in the 21st period, and we're running like a half-line drill, and we're dropping into coverage. I think it's half-line. I remember dropping into coverage, and I, like, opened up, and, like, my adductor, like, my groin area kind of popped, right? So I was like the worst possible timing of my life. I got an injury, right?
Facts.
So I come out, right? Now, when you're hurt, it's not fun, especially when, you have tough coaches who are not afraid to let you know, which that's football, right?
That's how it goes.
So it was tough, you know what I'm saying? And I got to do rehab with Rondale, which was difficult because that dude makes everybody look like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to do stuff.
And he's on a different level.
He's just a freak, right? So, but it was awesome to be around him. But so I did that, and I was like a week into rehab, and I started cutting. Like, I was starting to run again. And I was like, golly, my foot hurts. So, like, that little bump on the side of your foot, like, it's like a fifth metatarsal, but it's that bump.
Yeah,
on the side.
Right on that, right by the ankle.
Directly on the side.
Yeah.
So I had a fracture in that. So every time I cut, it was like knives going in the side of my foot.
Yeah.
And it was like the only way to like fix it was just cut it off. So like they had to cut off like where that fracture was. So I had to get surgery. And what my coach had told me at the time was, if you don't play in the spring game, like, you're out of here. You're done.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, bet.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm injured right now, but I wasn't going to get surgery. I was like, I'm just going to freaking get through it.
Yeah, find a way.
I didn't have a choice.
Find a way.
Right? I didn't have a choice. 8 practices in, COVID hits.
Wow.
Bang the whole season.
Wow.
So, I go back, and I'm working in Indianapolis, and I'm staying with my girlfriend and her family. I'm working in Indianapolis, doing roofing and everything, whatever, training, waiting for the the call to come back, and we're having meetings. I'm having meetings while I'm at freaking work. I'm like trying to get doing everything I had to do, and I decided to get surgery because COVID happened. So it's like, look, this is an 8 to 10 week recovery.
Yeah.
Bam, I'll be perfect to get like a couple weeks of summer in.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be ready for fall camp. Like, I got it planned out, right?
Yeah.
So I got surgery. Or I was going to get surgery, and it was planned on a Monday. Or I'm sorry, it was planned on a Tuesday. That Monday, my D coordinator at the time called me. And he was like, hey, Devon, what's going on? How you doing? Whatever. I heard you're getting surgery tomorrow. I was like, yes, sir, I am, on my foot. Quick recovery. I'll be back. I'll be ready for fall camp, right? He goes, well, because of COVID, and I just kind of got lost in the grapevine or something. The message, like, he didn't know that I was getting foot surgery.
Yeah.
And he called me and was like, I just want to let you know, if you're planning on getting foot surgery tomorrow in order to be a Purdue football player in the fall, there's no need. And I was like, all right, coach. Hung up. So I was cut right there. They canceled the spring game, and I had got a foot surgery that I was going to be back from. And don't get me wrong, I had documented every single thing that I ever could. Like, it was on a board that I could have done to make sure that I at least put my best foot forward for the team. Yeah. And I did that. Didn't matter. Yeah. But here's the thing, like, it's not a personal thing. No. Like, it's a business. Okay. Like, college football is a business. Yeah. Like, I don't hold anything against people. Yeah. Like, I understand. Like, I get it. I get it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, was it still, in my opinion, a terrible move? I think so, because I felt like I was contributing to the culture, and my people around me did too. Yeah. And we had those guys. We had dudes like meet there. Like, we had dudes that contributed to culture, and like, I looked up to those guys.
Yeah.
Some of those guys had gotten scholarships, and like, I wanted to be like those guys.
Right.
And I'm not bragging on myself. I really did feel like I put my best foot forward possible, and I had all the proof to show.
Yeah.
But that's what happens in football.
Yep.
That's what happens in life. You can be the most qualified person, and for whatever reason, not get a job. Right? It happens all the time.
Yeah. It's how it goes sometimes.
And that's why. And when I came to that realization, that's what made it easier for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like Purdue was such an incredible experience for me, but it plays a certain role in my life. Like, it was like everything I ever wanted, but it was a lesson for me.
Yeah.
And being able to come to Moorhead was like, that's where all I learned there.
Yeah.
Moorhead is where a lot of what I learned there has been able to come out, because like when I stopped playing football at Purdue, like, I was done. I was over the freaking ups and downs from baseball as a kid to recruiting, which was like this, to every single thing. I was just done. And I decided to play rugby. I was working at a gym. I was powerlifting. I was having a good time. Like, I was doing my thing.
This is all during COVID.
This is all during COVID. Yeah, so this was 20... When did we have... this is the spring of... I'm sorry, the fall of... When was spring season? 2020? That was 2020.
Spring was 2021.
Spring was 2021, so it was fall of 2020. I was just playing rugby, and I was just working out, and I was done. Like, Purdue was playing football, like everybody was doing it, and I was watching the games and everything, and I was over it.
It's living in Indiana.
I was living. Like, it was the first time I'd actually been able to like not be an athlete.
Yeah.
And like find like things like powerlifting and like a group of guys that I enjoyed being around, and, like playing rugby, and like just like rugby. We showed up for practice 2 or 3 days a week and just freaking ran around and played rugby. Like, it was fun. You know what I mean? Like, it was easy. It was not easy, but it was. I could manage like anything I wanted. Like, I could throw anything I wanted on my schedule, and I'd be able to manage it and handle it. You know, in my way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was huge.
Yeah.
And
freedom.
It was freedom for the first time, right? It was great. But at the end of the day, it was like, dude, when I was watching those games, it's like one of those things where it's like, if I don't do this, like the rest of my life, like watching games is not going to be like, I don't want to do that to the people that I enjoy being around, because we all love watching football. Yeah. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, he's still stuck in college. Like, because I would definitely be like, if I didn't take advantage of my career. Yeah. Like, if I didn't at least give it a shot, like, I wouldn't have been able to live with it. And my dad knew that. Yeah. And my dad, dude, if it wasn't for my dad, it would be none of this. Like, my dad's the one that helped me through everything, but definitely through that, you know, like, because I was going to go back and try to play Purdue again. And I had called Coach Brown and everything, you know, he apologized for the way things had been handled. But, you know, I understand people had moved on. Yeah. You know, I told him about Moorhead. He's like, go there. Right? So, when I got my Moorhead offer, I was on my way back to Purdue to go back to school. Okay. You guys had already been in school for like 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember.
A week and a half that. For 2 weeks, yeah. Yeah. So, and I just followed Strobel on Twitter for no reason. Yeah. I had family from Kentucky. I had known about Moorhead. I had like a Moorhead baseball shirt from when I was a kid for some reason. Yeah. And I followed him, and he followed me back, and they offered me a couple hours later, and the next morning, like, I got to Purdue, I packed up all my stuff, and then like a day later, I was gone. Wow. Moorhead was like that for me. Yeah. No visit, just total, just shot in the dark, right? Yeah. And got to come here. Dude, I mean, you were a part of, you know, my journey here. It was incredible. We were able to do some things that, like, we were able to make an impact that most people don't get to make on the program. Yeah. Like, that I probably wouldn't have been able to make at Purdue. Just because, like, I mean, the truth is if you don't play, dude, like, you know, if you're not at least, people don't at least know that you bring value in everything. Yes. Like, how much can you really lead a program? Right. And I'm not saying that as in, like, if you don't play, you can't be a leader. You know what I'm saying? But, like, when it comes to, like, the most high value athlete that you can find, everything fits in it, right? It's not just they're one or the other. So, like, being able to just, and I'm not calling us high value athletes, I'm just saying being able to, like lead people, like, get people to buy into us, and like get people to buy into what we got everybody to buy into in the spring. Yeah, was super cool. Yes, like, it was such an awesome experience. Like, the first time in my life that I'd been able to, like, come in and not expect playing time. Yeah. So when I got to Moorhead, they put me they put me at 3. Yeah. Like, third string. You know, I came in, I played that JMU game, and I was a starter the next week. Yeah. So it was I remember that. Yeah. But like I knew I had to earn my spot. Like, I talked to Strobel, like, Coach, like, I'm not asking you for anything, but I'm just asking, like, am I going to get an opportunity? I talked to him on the phone alone. I was like, are you going to give me a shot? Yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need. Yeah. Like, I'm not just going to come there and be, like, some, like, transfer guy, and, like, because I have, like, Purdue on my thing, that means that I'm some, like, you know, like, I want to come here and be given the same shot that everybody else gets. Yeah. and I want to show that I'm worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen too many people at every level come in and make that mistake.
Yeah.
So I got to do that, and I got to play, and I got to be around guys like you and Vaughn and Vinny and DJ and Cam, Steve. I could freaking name people all day long.
Yeah, for sure.
Both Cams, like Griff, just all the people, Gilly, all the guys I'm around. Like, just got to be around those guys, and everybody had bought into the same thing, and we talked about it a lot, and we made it like a lifestyle, like a culture, but it was a different one because like at Purdue, the lifestyle and culture was just always working.
Yeah.
And here we actually like worked on, building that culture, and like at least putting it out there, so that people understood it, which was cool for me, and I enjoyed being able to do that because we all got involved and we all got vulnerable.
Right.
And I don't know, dude, those 3 days before camp, those 3 days that we did those emotional things.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I don't do that stuff for a reason.
Right.
Like if I'm gonna do that, that's once in a freaking. Those are things you don't.
Yeah.
As a man, you don't want to talk about to anybody.
Yeah.
At all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was, for whatever reason, it was the most necessary thing that we had done.
Brought us so much closer.
And it brought us so much closer. I learned some things that day. I'm sure you did too. That I wouldn't even have ever expected.
Sure.
Probably would have never known.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just the bond that we were able to create, man. How it reflected on the field.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though we didn't even, in my opinion, come close to where we could have.
Yeah.
Which I feel like most people say that. Even the best teams say that we could have been freaking better. Whatever. Yeah. But the way that we grew and the way that we were able to just change a culture so quickly was really awesome. And
for sure.
Just being able to play, just being able to play football was great. And then being able to play in the PFL with a lot of great athletes was awesome. I mean, there's no doubt that there are some ballers in the PFL. Yeah. I enjoyed the competition. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy the rivalries. I enjoy where we stand in the conference.
Yeah. In people's eyes. Yeah.
In people's eyes. And I love that because that's who we are.
Yeah.
And we make the most of that. And that's,
for sure.
That's what's cool about Morehead.
Yep. Underdogs.
Underdogs, nasty, just lunch pail, whatever.
Yeah.
Those kind of guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's another thing too. Because when I got to Purdue, like you get there, they give you like a freaking goodie basket of like 20 different things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a windbreaker for no reason.
Yeah, fine. Just that one. Yeah.
Got here, it was like, here's your 1980s mesh shorts, and here's a shirt. You'll get pads tomorrow.
Yes.
And I was like, all right.
Yeah, for sure.
But for the first time, like, since I can't even remember, it was like being a kid again. It was like, dude, here's a helmet, here's shorts, here's a shirt.
Yeah,
like,
it's football.
And it was like the most watered down version of what today's football is.
It is for sure.
But that's like I'm not a freaking swag.
No,
kind of guy. Like I'm not. I don't like. I just don't have it. That's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so that mold is just. I enjoy that. That's.
Yeah, I feel like those guys are the most successful guys in Morehead. The guys who aren't into that. The guys that just come and work. The
exactly.
Guys that just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's who we are. You know what I'm saying? That's. I don't know. That's just always who I've been.
For sure.
I don't know. I mean, not as a kid. I tried as a kid. Yeah, I lie. I haven't always been that way. Like, as a kid, I was definitely trying to be.
Everyone did.
Wristbands, and Nike Elite sleeves, and all that.
Everyone did.
I went back, and I was like.
Yeah. No. You don't need it.
I may get a good picture every now and then, but I'm just gonna tape up because I don't want to hurt my wrist.
Yeah. I'm here to ball.
The photo looks good, dude.
Yes.
It looks
good. It looks good.
I'd rather be better. I've seen a lot of guys who look really ugly on pictures.
Yeah.
But they're really good football players.
Yep.
And in my opinion, I would not care.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if I'm a good football player, you can say whatever you want.
About my pictures.
Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I knew too many guys that look dripped out and everything.
And they don't even see the field.
That even step. They don't even wear jerseys on game day.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like, I know look good to play good, dude, but why don't you play good first?
Play good first.
Earn the right to look good.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah. No, I don't know. Morehead, I like, we've had a lot of experience in Morehead together. We've been through a lot there.
But that's crazy. I never knew you went and tried to play baseball.
Dude, I was, all over the place.
What was your biggest reason for not, giving that up? For not
giving up?
Or for giving up baseball? Like, what was your
originally?
Biggest... Yeah. Like, it's
So my junior year, I had gotten, some opportunities to play baseball and some opportunities to play football. I was starting to get, both, but I got opportunities to play both sports, at a couple schools. And then it got to the point for me where it was like football schools are starting out for me. Like, I'm getting, Division I football schools, right, that are starting to show me interest. And those schools, even if they're smaller ones, even if they're FCS or they're smaller FBS schools, like they'll give me scholarships, and I'll get to go to school for free. Baseball wasn't going to give me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And after playing football, I was a different baseball player. Like, I was always really aggressive in baseball, but like after playing football, like I just wanted to hit people. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like the speed of the games.
Yeah.
Kind of ended up driving me a little bit crazy. Like baseball is slower, you know what I mean? Like football, I get to hit someone all the time.
Yeah. And
I don't get to play 40 games in a weekend. Not literally 40, but a ton of games in a weekend.
Yeah.
I just love playing football, and I love training for it. And my dad was a professional powerlifter for like over 40 years.
Okay.
So like I love training. We
Yeah.
trained together. I trained at D1 Sports in high school with Coach Taylor Scott, who's an incredible trainer, and I just got to be around like guys, and they trained the Buccaneers players, and they trained a lot. They combine group, and I got to be around a lot of good guys, like hardworking dudes that knew how to play football, and knew how to lift, and they just knew how to be disciplined and everything, nutrition, everything, and I bought into it.
Yeah.
Along with like 10 or 12 other guys, mostly my age in high school, that we all bought into the same thing, kept each other accountable, and it was great.
Okay.
So we got to do that, and it was. I credit a lot of my football ability to, training with those guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And I loved it so much that I started to feel like baseball was. Like if I had given everything to football, like I finally figured out what I could do as a football player.
Yeah.
Like I got big.
Okay.
Like my junior year, I went from like 185, 205.
Yeah.
That fall, I gained a bunch of weight that fall because I got hurt and I was eating well and lifting, so I gained some weight. And then that spring, I put on another probably 15, 20 pounds, dude. And by my senior year, I was 250.
Wow. And
then I got to 275.
Wow.
Before I went to Air Force.
Yep.
I got my biggest in high school. So I got really, really, really big. And earlier on in that, before I got, 240, 250, when I was still sitting 220, 230, and I was starting to get big, I realized baseball, my baseball swing was changing. I was big now. Everything about baseball that was whippy and, I just was losing all those, ability. I just couldn't throw the same. I couldn't hit the same. And I mean, it would have taken work to change things, obviously. You know what I mean? And I could have done it, I'm sure. But for me, it was one of those things where I figured out, the time I invested in football has paid off this much already. Yeah. If I give all this to football, it'll come a lot I'm gonna get a chance to play, and I'm gonna get it paid for. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And that was my goal. Is I grew up playing NCAA 07 on PS2.
Oh yeah.
My parents were not gonna pay for college. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go play football, or I'm gonna go get a scholarship wherever. And baseball wasn't gonna offer that. Yeah. And football did, and I was just around great people that led me in that direction, and so I stopped playing. But when I chose to play baseball again, it was definitely just I'd kind of thrown every other option away. You know what I mean? And it was an opportunity for me to not really lose eligibility and still be competitive. Yeah. And just see what I'm made of. You know what I'm saying? Because it was cold. It was cold and dark up there, and playing baseball in the freaking cold run up in Florida, it was a whole other experience being in South Bend, Indiana, because it's one of the darkest, coldest places in the country. And it was a test for me. You know what I'm saying? But I learned a lot about myself there too, because that was one of those places where I went in with that mindset that I was too good. Yeah. I was I'm gonna go in there and everything's gonna be given to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had one of those mindsets, and I had learned pretty quickly, even there at small school baseball, that it wasn't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure. And that's why I'm thankful for that experience in baseball, because it taught me a lot. Yeah. And I still struggled in it, but it helped me academically. They had people there that help you, tutors. It helped me get back on track there. It helped me get competitive again. Yeah. And it helped me kind of rectify some of the mistakes that I'd made before. Yeah. Actually helped me rectify a mistake I would have made here, or I would have made at Purdue. Yeah. In the future. Yeah. So it was a great experience, but yeah.
So that kind of leads me to my question that I usually ask everybody. What was your darkest time, and how did you get through that? The methods you took to get through that.
I would say the darkest time was my later half, towards the end of my Air Force, my time at the Air Force Academy, and my first couple months out of the Air Force Academy. So that was one of those times where like we talked about how difficult it was, and we talked about all the struggles that cadets had gone through, but there was so many self-inflicted wounds that given myself at that point.
Right.
Like all the things, most of the things that had happened up until that point were my fault. And I had nobody else to blame.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was that time when I was still trying to find somebody to blame. You know what I'm saying? Like I was still sitting there thinking that this wasn't entirely my fault. I didn't do that bad. And I was still trying to convince myself.
Right.
And it was like, and I just didn't know who I was. Like I lost football. Like the opportunity to play DuPage was there, but like, and I was still caught up in high school, and like everybody wanted me to go do this, and I was going to the Air Force Academy, and just the failure, like the first massive failure that I had where I was solely on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was out there on my own. You know what I'm saying? And it was freaky. You know what I'm saying? Like getting that reality check, but I needed it more than anything. And obviously I didn't think about that then. But I mean, the way that I got out of it is, I leaned on a lot of the wrong things for a while, but I leaned on my family a lot.
Yeah.
And, you got to lean on people.
Yeah, for sure. The right people.
The right people. Exactly. You got to lean on people, and you got to lean on God, because anything else that you lean on is fleety, right?
Yeah.
Like drugs, fleety, booze, girls, game, whatever your thing is, whatever your choice is, it's all fleety.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you work at it or how many times you do it, it's not a rock to lean on, right? So I learned that. I leaned a lot on my family in that time, and honestly, it was a lot of struggle. Like it went downhill for a long time. Like it wasn't like like one big, and then like start to rebuild.
Yeah.
Like this was like a consistent like downhill thing for a while for me, and I kind of got a little bit more involved with my faith, at that time in my life for sure. And I think my decision to play baseball actually was something that, so like as an athlete, when you're going like, so, and this is, I was thinking about this earlier today before I came here, like one of the toughest things we go through like in football is injuries.
Yep.
Why? It's like, it's not like first, second, third, fourth string, right? It's injuries.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't have the chance to compete.
Yeah.
Right? So at that point, I was giving myself no opportunity in life to compete.
Yeah.
For anything.
Yeah.
Like I had no opportunity to compete. And my whole life I have that safety net. No matter what happens, I can still find a way to play sports and still make something out of it. And at that point I realized like I can make something out of this. Like I need to compete. Like I need to do something. I cannot spend my time. Like if I spend my time right now just working or sitting around, like it's over with. I'm not. I'm not. And there's a window.
Yeah.
Like you can't wait forever to play college sports again. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, dude, like I really thought to myself, what was it that I was missing? And it was competing for that.
Yeah.
It was competing to be that person that I wanted to look back on.
Yeah, for sure.
When I'm old and I got kids.
Yes. I
wanted to be that person. I knew I had to compete to be that person. And it was hard. But I knew that it was much harder to not have that down the line.
Yeah,
you have to choose your hard in life, right?
Yeah. Your
hard is putting in the work and reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
Or not putting in the work and having wished you'd reap the benefits.
Yeah, for sure.
Choose your hard. Both are difficult, right?
Yes, sir.
So I've been like, dude, my hard's going to be,
yeah.
I put in the work and do it, and I'll risk money, career, people, whatever. I'll put in the hard now, that way. And that's what competing was it, no matter what level it was.
Yeah,
and I competed, and it helped me grow. Like, and I still got punched in the mouth a few times, but it was good ones. Like, it was ones that I took and I learned from.
Right.
And I had people that, I got a team now.
Yeah.
I was on a team, and they helped me. I met my girlfriend, Bailey. She helped me. Like, my family, we were close. I was living with them again. Like, we were eating dinner every night, making food, like, healthy. Like, life was a little more like I was used to.
Yep.
So I kind of leaned on, because you go wrong in college. Like, where you go wrong is you're on your own now, and you have to lean on your values.
Yeah.
And no matter what your parents do, how great your parents are, your pastor, your friends, it's on you.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Like, obviously you have things that influence you that have an effect, but you're the one that has to lean on those values.
Yep.
And, I had to lean on them, and it was really, really, really difficult, for me in that time. And then I realized, like, what are the things that I've always done? What do I believe in? It's like my family and my faith, and it was football or sports. You know what I'm saying? And like those three things. And I'd figured out how to get those three things. Was I'm going to play baseball, I'm going to be around my family. I'm staying at home. And I'm going to have teammates. People that can look out for me. I can look out for them. And it helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that got me out. You know, I believe me when I tell you that I've tried to lean on other things. Everybody has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it.
Everyone.
Whether it's on your phone, whether it's drug, whatever it could be, everybody leans on something. And most of the time, you don't even realize you're leaning on something. You know what I'm saying? And it took me getting beat down for a long time. But I needed it. I needed it bad.
Facts.
And when I started to realize, like, Air Force was my fault. Like, I did things at Air Force that caused everybody to see me the way they did. Like, I caused my own downfall. Like, I caused everything that's happened these last couple months. Like, I've caused these issues. And I started to realize, like, you know, I hadn't done a good job of leaning on my values and what I really cared about in life.
Yeah.
And I went back to that. And, I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't have anything to lean on like that, like, you can't even lean on people if you can't lean on your own values. You know what I'm saying? If you can't lean on yourself and your own values, it's really hard to lean on people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, can you explain that out a little bit? Like, kind of.
Like, and I'm saying, like if I can't lean on, like, if I'm not comfortable with me.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not comfortable with how I live life, no matter how much you try to invest in me, how much of it am I going to be able to take?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not saying I'm not going to be able to take some of what you're telling me, but I'm not going to be able to maximize everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm comfortable, like, even if I'm in the worst spot in my life and I'm comfortable with, you know, I've put every foot forward. Like, if I was at Purdue, like, I've busted my balls. I've been, you know, taking care of my faith. I've been doing everything. And me and you were talking, and you're trying to invest into me. Dude, like, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can take in everything that you're saying.
Yeah, right.
And I can utilize it, and I can analyze it, and I have the headspace to do something with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm comfortable, and I've done everything that I've had to do and invested in myself enough to where now I can invest in other people's work. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is if you're trying to still invest in you and you think about investing in you all the time, it's hard to invest in other people.
Right.
So, like, and that's what I feel like. And you see it in college. Like, you try to help some of your boys and people, and it's just like, why don't things work? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe a pride issue. You know, they're not comfortable with themselves. Or like maybe they want to, you know, for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not comfortable. They're not leaning on their own values. So they can't lean on anything that you're giving them.
Yeah,
you know
for sure. Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
And that's why, but that's the thing is I realized so many, at that point when I figured that out, I realized so many people had tried to help me.
Yeah.
And I had so many awesome people in my corner. At Air Force, I mean, everywhere. I had so many great people, coaches, whatever. And for a long time, I just wasted it.
Yeah.
I wasted so much of it. Like, I could have gotten so much more out of it because, like, I wasn't valuing myself. I wasn't leaning on anything that I believed in. You know what I'm saying? If I went to those people now, it'd be totally different. You know what I'm saying? But then it was just like I couldn't listen to them. I couldn't take in anything from anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And people, you know, they did their best to get to me, and I had to go through some things
to
figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But and it's hard to see, like, people trying to do that in those tough times.
Yeah, it is.
But that's how you know it's a you thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah. Like, if I can look and be like, you know what? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because your first response a lot of times is, who's this guy?
Yeah.
Who's this person, right? Like, why are you trying to tell me what to do?
Yeah, who do you think you are?
Why are you this?
Yeah.
When you're at your absolute happiest and you've had a great day and you've done everything you can do in the world, and someone comes up to you and tries to give you advice, how do you take it?
Pretty well. Yeah, pretty well.
You had the best day possible. Dude, let me hear what you have to say. I'm listening. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? Terrible day at work, didn't make any sales, got embarrassed by your boss.
You're not hearing anything.
Not going to hear it, right? So it's that analogy, but on a way, way bigger scale.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's everything. You know what I'm saying? If there's somewhere where I'm not comfortable in my life, like, it's hard for me to totally invest in every other place.
Yeah.
Because it just takes away.
Yeah.
You only have so much.
For sure. Okay.
You can only put so much of what you have, and you can only put your eggs in so many baskets.
Right.
You know what I mean? And when I finally started to focus on, you know, not focus on me selfishly.
Yeah.
But, like, focus on me and, like, take everything that everybody had said and take time to internalize it and realize, you know, like, who was at fault and what the issues were.
Yeah.
And I kind of formulated a plan on how I was going to get back. And it was a risky one.
Yeah,
playing baseball, playing football. People don't like to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
But it worked because I had great people in my corner and I relied on them. And, you know, I'm not bragging about that. I've been blessed to have a lot of good people in my corner that, you know, through my family and through relationships we've made, I've been able to have those people.
Right.
Extremely thankful for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I can give any advice to anybody, make friends, shake hands, use your relationships.
For
everything
sure.
that you do. Just marketing yourself is everything.
Yeah.
You know, shaking hands, communicating with people is everything, because you never know. Like,
for sure.
People that my dad just happened to meet
Yep.
have done things for me that I, you know what I'm saying? Just
Couldn't
because
explain,
just because I've met them and I've grown up with them, and, you know, they love my dad. My dad's an amazing person.
Yeah.
They love my family, so they're willing to help. They're willing to help people. Like, you know, they're willing to
Right.
help people. And there's people like that out there for everybody. Like, go out and meet people like that. Like, in your school, alumni, whoever. Like, I'm sure you've probably met tons of people. Like that, dude.
For sure.
If you can shake hands, it'll mean more than anything you ever do in a classroom.
Yep.
Everything you do on a football field.
Yeah.
Everything.
For sure.
How do all those athletes get rich? It's not the money they make playing football.
No. It's the things they do after and in
advertising,
between. Yeah.
It's investments, it's everything they do. How do they do that? They meet people.
Yep.
Or they have people that are really smart and do it for. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
for sure.
That's what you got to do.
Yep.
That's
for sure.
That's one of those things that I've been really lucky to have learned and experienced.
Yeah. In life. Yeah.
In life, firsthand and just from, you know, opportunities I've been given. But, you know, those are important things. That's what college is for.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not really the education. It's
college
the experience you get with it.
Exactly. And for most people. Now, if you're going to be a doctor, it's different.
Yeah.
You're going to be a biologist, it's different. But
with a certificate or something like that, it's different.
If there's a very strict curriculum of how you have to do things,
yeah.
or else, you know, you're dealing with life, it's different.
Yeah.
If you're going to college as a football player, you got to decide something. Am I going to school to get an education that's going to benefit me afterwards,
yeah.
or am I going to school to play football?
Yeah.
Or am I going to school to do both?
Yeah.
So you got to pick.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you have to choose what you're going to be, because if you're going to do the one that just plays football, there are classes and degrees you shouldn't take.
Yeah, you got to be smart.
Even if they seem easy.
Yeah.
Why take them? Why if you're there not to do it, why waste your time doing it?
Yeah.
And why waste professors' times and everybody else's times? Take something easy, get your degree, play football, go out in the world, do what you want.
Yeah.
If you're just gonna play, if you're just gonna come for school, okay, understand that there are places where you just go for school and then they play football too.
Yeah.
There are places like that.
Yeah, for sure. But even a decently big level.
Yeah, I mean, there are even. I mean, but at a bigger level, you got to kind of be a little more on the both.
Yeah.
But if you can handle the school side,
yeah,
then you can work on the football. You have to be able to handle the school side, most importantly, those schools.
Yeah.
But like, if you're gonna choose both, dude, you gotta understand what you're getting into. You gotta understand the course load.
Yeah.
You have to set up everything off the field that way that you can put everything you can on the field.
Yep.
Because so many people don't set up off the field right, and it takes a lot away from on the field. You see it here because we don't have scholarships.
Yeah.
Like, Moorhead is not an easy place. I love it.
Yeah,
right?
love it.
It's not an easy place to be.
No, and
you
if
do everything on your own.
Oh, yeah,
everything,
for sure,
right?
Yeah.
Which honestly is life. That's a great experience for you. But football, you're not expecting that. Like I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I'd come from somewhere where they give you all sorts of stuff. They give you everything, right?
Yeah.
And here it's like, here's your shorts, fine food.
Yep.
Cool. Show up for meetings. It's like I get it. You know what I'm saying?
And still run like a D1 program.
Absolutely.
You still
the
showing up.
Expectation's still there.
Yeah.
But your
everything
to-do
off
list,
the field is not D1. Yeah.
Exactly. Your to-do list is up to here off the field.
Yeah.
Your guidance on it.
Yeah.
Now, granted, everybody does it. Like Coach Rhodes does his best. Like,
yeah.
people,
great people.
Everybody puts their best foot forward. How much can you do?
Yeah.
It's like Air Force. When you get off that football field, they can't do anything for you.
Yeah.
Right? Or they can help you. Maybe like whatever's legal. I'm sure there's some legal things they can help you with.
Yeah.
But like, they can't do much for you.
Yeah.
They can't go give you food every day.
Nope.
They can't give you all sorts of nice stuff.
No.
Right? So it's like,
you gotta find a way.
You gotta find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to do it on your own. And like, that's one of those experiences. Like, the school is like that. Like here. You know what I'm saying? And you have to look up. You have to see what it is. You have to think. Like, sit down. I wish I would have done this. If I would have just taken some time to sit down in high school and just think. And just with nothing else happening, of like, what do I want out of my college experience?
Yeah.
I would hope I would have looked at things a little differently. Because if I could sit down and think of it now, like, I feel like there are some things that I could have at least looked through and looked into that would have helped me be better off at Air Force. Like, what do I want out of college? Do I want, like I said, those three options. Like, what do you want? And then make sure that you handle everything off the field, and make sure that, like, set up everything off the field so that you don't have to worry about it on the field.
Yeah.
Because there are kids that are doctors, like JP. He doesn't worry about what's off the field.
Yep.
If that was any of us, I lasted a week in school.
Yo, I would have been dropped out. Yeah.
Dude, right? But for him, that doesn't take away.
Yeah.
For everybody else, it would. So it's all about you. It's all about really looking about who you are. 'Cause you can't lie to yourself. And if you do, it'll come out.
Yeah.
You've seen the guys that come out and they think they're it, and the day one they get popped in the mouth, and it's like they had to realize that
they weren't
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
In fall camp.
Yeah.
Right when they got to school.
Yep.
And where are they going to run to?
Home.
Yeah, mommy.
Home. Yeah.
Or they're going to keep getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
Right. And it's one of those things that you learn. You know what I'm saying? So figure it out now.
Yeah.
Figure out who you are.
Yeah. Before you get there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because the guys that like JUCO guys, that's why they're so good because they know who they are when they get here.
Yeah. They have to.
JUCO teaches them that lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like do yourself a favor. Sit down and figure out who you are and what you want to be about, with arrogance aside.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be the best.
Yeah.
But who are you?
Yeah.
What
truly.
do you want? What do you want out of your experience? Because most people don't want to work as hard as it takes to play at a Power 5 school.
Yeah.
They want to play at a Power 5 school, but they don't want the schedule.
Yeah. They don't really want to put the time in.
They don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Why? Because it's 4 years of you're there all the time.
Yeah.
With nothing else. I mean, that's what you do, dude.
Yeah.
That's you. End of story. You know what I'm saying? Most people, everybody says they want it.
Until it's actually time
Until
to
they
have
get
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
Figure it out quickly because a lot of those guys figure it out too, and that's why a lot of good players go to FCS schools, and a lot of guys are like coming down to other levels because they go up there and they figure out like they learn that lesson.
Yeah.
Everybody learns that lesson. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that leave and they come down and they're great players, but they didn't figure that out before they went into school.
Yep.
These guys, they come down like I don't know. Any of these guys that go to Auburn or whatever, like come down, Jacksonville State or whatever, maybe some of those guys came in, wasn't what they expected, maybe didn't have a good experience, whatever, they go to Jacksonville State, they're a baller.
Yeah.
They probably should have went to Jacksonville State out of high school, right? That would have saved them a little bit, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
for sure.
But I don't know, but that's what you got to look at.
Yeah.
Because the struggle in college, the hard, like, I would do anything to be able to go to one school for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it's a good experience. As someone who did that, it's different.
I wish, dude.
Yeah.
I've been all over the place. Like, for reasons. Like,
Yeah.
I don't regret any of it.
Yeah.
It was the path that I took and that I needed to take, and
helped you grow and all that.
And I got to where I needed to be.
Right.
Like, I got here.
Yeah.
And this is where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing is like, decisions you make now as a high school kid, just know that when you get to where you're going to be, that's where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
If you're not playing at Ohio State, you're not an Ohio State football player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you're not like where you end up is where you're meant to be.
Yeah.
Like Vinny is played at Moorhead, but that dude's got a chance. Vaughn, they have a chance to play at high levels, but they played at Moorhead.
Yeah.
Right? They were meant to be at Moorhead.
Yeah.
And they're still playing at the next level.
Yeah.
Right? But they were meant to be at Moorhead. Right?
Yeah.
Like, where you end up is where you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So make those decisions now so that when you do end up at that place, it's not like you don't have to sit there and think about, oh man,
woe is me, and grass is greener.
Exactly. Because for me, it's like, I'm at Moorhead, dude, I'm exactly where I was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And my whole life I was supposed to be at Purdue or something, right?
Yeah.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I got where I was supposed to be. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. If I was supposed to be somewhere else, I'd be there.
Facts.
So
Tenfold.
Back to the way long ago original point I was trying to get to is sit down and think about, who you are and what you want out of your college experience. And then look for that.
Yeah.
You can find it, but you have to look.
Facts.
Football isn't going to show it to you. You really have to look around, and like the coaches, are not going to show it to you. Like the recruiting process is not going to show it to you.
Right.
You got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Don't buy into all the craziness.
Yeah.
It's just it's a cover for the truth of college football.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And it's vicious. It's a vicious business.
Yeah.
Especially the higher level you go. So you have to understand and look into those things.
Facts.
100%.
Facts. Well, I think that's about our time. I don't even remember what time we actually got started.
Neither do I.
I have no idea. But I feel like I got this text message about 20 minutes afterwards, and that was about 50 minutes ago. Okay. So, yeah.
I figured.
Yeah. But I appreciate you coming on. Yeah. Dang.